Even if you tell your parents, even if you tell them, like, draw their ears that, see, I want, me and my partner, we want a small wedding, we don't want too much noise, your parents would agree, or they'll be like, okay. You see them agreeing, you'll be surprised, you'll be like, these people are really agreeing that, you know, we should go ahead with a small wedding. But behind the scenes, they are planning a big wedding. Beautiful people, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, you're absolutely welcome. My name is Zainab. I'm a content creator from Lagos, Nigeria. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back again and again to watch my videos. If this is your first time of seeing my face on this channel, I talk about weddings, relationships, makeups, breakups, and everything and anything in between that space of love. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please hit the subscribe button to become a part of the family. I also share some moments in my married life series because, of course, we need to constantly talk about what happens behind the glitz and glamour. It's not just about the weddings, it is more than just weddings. Make sense? Of course, continuation of my wedding planning series, because a lot of weddings hopefully will be happening in 2021, but as of today, I don't understand what is happening again, because they're saying there's a second wave of coronavirus in Nigeria already, and they've already started to put like restrictions on certain things, clubs, parties, you know, all of that. And I'm very sure that they would also put restrictions on weddings soon, and this may affect weddings, and people would now fall back to having or planning small weddings, if that makes sense. But anyways, whatever the case is, safety first, and we need to take all the safety measures so as to avoid the spread of coronavirus. I just spoke like a, you know, health expert. Bye. Zainab, you're doing well, you're doing good. So we're talking about small weddings, how to plan a small wedding. Firstly, having a small wedding does not automatically mean that you're going to be spending less. Most of the time, of course, like, small weddings reduce the cost, you know, you spend, but not all the time. Not all the time. So that being out of the way, let's dive into how to plan a small wedding. First of all, guys, you and your partner have to come to terms with the fact that, okay, we want to have a small wedding. Of course, there will be difference in opinions and all of that, but you need to have a middle ground. Like, if you want 50 and I want 100, okay, what's the middle ground? Let's have 70 or let's have 80, because I don't want too many people at the wedding, right? So you need to come to that agreement. Secondly, as well, sometimes you may need to tell your parents, extended family, or, you know, your parents, your families, that we are having a small wedding, so that they know and they don't go and start inviting all their village people for your wedding. Meanwhile, you people are planning a small wedding, but they are doing their own, planning a big wedding. And one thing about this step is that sometimes, even if you tell your parents, even if you tell them, like, draw their ears that, see, I want, me and my partner, we want a small wedding, we don't want too much noise, your parents would agree, or they'll be like, okay. You see them agreeing, you'll be surprised, you'll be like, these people are really agreeing that, you know, we should go ahead with a small wedding. But behind the scenes, they are planning a big wedding. Some parents can be that annoying, honestly. Then on the wedding day, you now see people that you did not invite. You be like, what's happening here now? It's a small wedding I planned for, and this one is already a big wedding already. But anyways, so you need to talk to your partner, you need to talk to your parents as well. So you need to negotiate with them. You know, you need to do that part like really well. Once that has been sorted, moving to the budget, you need to know how much you want to spend. You want a small wedding, right? And like I said, not all small weddings are cheap. So you need to know what's your budget, what is more important to you, what do you want to spend more on. Do you want to spend more on the decor? Do you want to spend more on the guests, the food, like taking care of your guests? Do you want to spend more on yourself? You need to know that. You need to set a budget for yourself. How much? Is it 1 million I want to spend? Is it 2 million we should spend? What percentage of what is going to what? You need to get that out of the way. Moving on is guest lists. Now, after, you know, speaking with your parents, your family, and all of that, hopefully they agree, you need to compile your guest list. Another round of communication is going to happen, you know, in this stage as well, because there will be people that, okay, this person, why is this person coming? It's not necessary, let's take this person out. So you need to sort out your guest list as well while planning a small wedding, because of course what makes up a small wedding is lower guest count or less guest count, if that makes sense. So in this stage, you need to also account or kind of be ready for people who you did not invite, because of course they will show up. Some people will just show up. I don't know, maybe it's Holy Spirit that is to minister to them that, okay, this person, maybe the person is your cousin or your niece or something, a distant relative. Okay, this person, or they hear it from somebody and they're like, oh, this person did not, they're like, oh, you didn't invite me, but you end up seeing them at your wedding, right? And you can't tell them to go. I mean, that's rude, that's not nice. You can't tell them to go. So you have to plan for what happens to those kind of people. Are you going to add more guests to the guests, your initial guests count? So you guys need to brainstorm and think about how to deal with that kind of issue if it comes up. So guys, after your budget, your guest list has been sorted, at this point I think you need a wedding planner, because even if it's a small wedding, you also need an event planner or a wedding planner to help you take care of your guests, no matter how small it is or no matter how small the guests are. Because I mean, you cannot be in your wedding regalia and serving food. Come to think about it, how about you being in your wedding dress serving guests food? How does that sound? Anyways, I don't know, that just came to my mind. But anyways, you need to get a professional like event planner. Professional does not mean expensive event planners. There are event planners that are professionals, know what they are doing, that are not expensive. So you need to look for somebody that is professional. Moving on, after getting an event planner, or even if you don't want to get a wedding planner or an event planner, please make sure you get a D-Day coordinator, because like I said, you can't be in your wedding dress and be serving guests food, right? So you need somebody to help you coordinate. Even if you're in your wedding dress serving food, you can't be in 10 places at a time. You can only be in one place at a time. So you need a coordinator to help you coordinate the activities at your wedding. Make sense? If you want to do the planning yourself after the guest list stage, you need to find the perfect venue. I mean, you already know how many guests you're expecting, you already know how much you want to spend, you already know how, you know, which portion of your wedding is getting what. So you need to look for the perfect space. I mean, one good thing about small weddings is that you do not need to look for a hall. Basically, you can just look for a restaurant, a rooftop in a hotel, you know, a garden, you know, something small to just fit your guests. Even if you want a big hall, right, you need to fill up the hall. Like, you need to engage other wedding activities. Like, other wedding activities need to be going on in the hall, so that it doesn't look like, okay, she invited people but they didn't turn up. She invited people but they did not turn up. So you need to, you know, put other activities, wedding activities in the hall, so that it is kind of, you know, balanced. At this stage, guys, you also need to start thinking about other aspects of your wedding, because even if it's a small wedding, I mean, it's still a wedding, right? So food still has to be served, there still has to be some kind of decor and other things that happen in big weddings, so to speak. So what kind of decor do you want? Do you want like a normal decor, your color, you know, all those things need to be talked about. You need to talk about those things. You need to plan ahead to know what kind of decor you'll be using on your day. Moving on as well, food. What kind of food are we serving? Do we want to serve breakfast, lunch and dinner, because we're spending less, so let's fill them up with food? What kind of food are we serving? Is it rice? Is it pounded yam? Is it, you know, Chinese? You need to talk about those things because they are important. Finally, guys, this is my tip. Because it's a small wedding, don't say, okay, nobody is going to notice. No, everybody, like, if anything happens, if there's a little glitch like this, is going to be noticed because people are not many. So you need to tie like loose ends, like tight, like really tightly, because a little glitch is going to be noticed. People are not many, so you need to do it. If it's food, make sure that all your guests get food. If it's drinks, make sure that all your guests get drinks. If it's decor, do it well. Just ensure that everything is in place, because I mean, why would you have like a small wedding if you cannot take care of your guests? If that makes sense, you should be able to cater for your guests, because that's why you're having like a guest list and all of that. So ensure you have room for plenty and even more, if that makes sense. So anyways guys, this those are my tips for planning like a small wedding, and you know how to plan a small wedding as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe button is absolutely free. If you like this video as well, please give me a very big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.